Hi, I'm E. I'm the Executive Director here at Imagine Housing, and we're coming up to just about my 1 year. So we're going to do something a little different and fun. We're going to look back at some of our accomplishments this past year, and I'm going to be reacting to some of them. This will be the first time I've seen it since it's happened, so let's jump right on in. So what we have here is our Samma groundbreaking. This happened about a month right after I started. Fun story behind this. Before I actually started, they had set up my email account so that they could be scheduling things for me. And I remember looking at it and we had just finished the finance closing like a day or two before I started. So I saw all the congratulations emails. It was something that I was just like super excited to come on board with because this was like the first thing that I got to do. I actually love this picture because everyone else is actually using their shovel and like trying to dig in for the groundbreaking, and I'm just standing there and not thinking about it. So, that's great. All right. So this is the HDC 35th anniversary. I remember after I had started, I get an email asking me to come speak at this event. I've been involved with HDC since I've done housing. I've been here probably 13, 14 years. So HDC, the Housing Development Consortium, is a group of affordable housing providers here in King County, from developers to lenders to operators, and they're kind of the conveners of all of us to be able to talk through policy changes, kind of some best practices. And it was actually really great for me to be able to speak at their event because it really elevates kind of the housing needs here on the east side. Historically, they've really focused on Seattle, and having Imagine Housing be at the forefront of this to really highlight the needs that we have in our community was just a great opportunity to kind of really, like I said, to elevate all this and to really put into people's minds that we do need housing here on the east side. I actually love this picture. So I actually came out of the King County Housing Authority, and I actually know Nikki Parrott really well. This is my first time seeing her in probably about 5 years. So it was just a great opportunity to catch up and hearing about all the work that they're doing and to kind of deepen the partnership that we have, and being able to provide heat pumps, better air quality for all of our residents was just, it was really good. While it's always fun and exciting to do new development, and it's always the big new shiny thing, it's also just as important for us to keep our current housing up to date. And that's what this partnership with both the city and the Housing Authority allowed us to do, was to update everyone's current homes in Terrace Hill to be a much more modern and better lifestyle for them.
To the absolute loves of my life. It's a big world, and we live in a big city, but we get to experience it.
So I absolutely love this video. This was done by Penny Marie, who is our resident board member. She currently lives at 30 Bellevue. And her story has just been so incredibly inspiring. And I know that this video has touched a lot of people. It is so impactful, but it's also very authentic to who Penny is. So I just absolutely love this.
I love crossing this bridge with you.
One of the things I love about this in the beginning is the bus routes that Penny is taking. One of the things that we talk a lot about when we do development and when we think about where we build and how we do our site selection, one of the things we look at is transit. And it's great to see that some of these choices that we have made actually translate into something that helps someone. Penny being able to take the bus from 30 Bellevue to go to work. You know, that was a very deliberate choice that we made, thinking about where the bus lines are. So to actually see it come out in the way that it's impacted lives, it's just so great to actually like see it.
Yes, that there will be a time when this pain, this hurt, this fear will be why you have such incredible strength.
I love Penny's message about healing and strength. And it makes me think about why we do the work that we do. You can't heal without a place to call home. And being able to provide that home is also providing a place for someone to heal.
Your efforts, your wondering, your curiosity. I thank you for helping the next one just like me.
I just absolutely love that video. I think a lot, like I said, about the work that we do and how the work that we do is a letter to our future generation. It makes me reflect a lot on my own kids. So I have younger kids, they're 7 and 9. And I think about the housing needs that we are addressing today is really going to be beneficial for that next generation, for my kids, for Penny's kids. And that every building that we build is that letter to our children and to everyone past us and that's coming in after us.
Well, for starters, events. Our staff constantly collaborate to put on all kinds of events like community meals, bingo nights, and financial literacy classes. If you're wondering what it takes to put on events like this, well, you're in luck.
I love these events. Coming up working in housing, these events were always my reason to not sit behind a computer anymore and be able to spend time with residents. It's so important to get to know who we're serving and to be able to get to know everyone on a personal level. These events are kind of really what brings everyone in the building together.
First, the case managers. We have Tasnim, Tiffany, and Maya. Then, of course, there's Angel, the rock star volunteer coordinator who ties it all together.
I love the Brady Bunch squares and just that whole conversation happening within the squares. I think one of the things that this video doesn't show is just how wide of a geographic area this coordination is happening over. Grace Place is on Mercer Island and Francis Village is Kirkland, and the offices are here in Bellevue. So we're kind of coordinating across 3 cities, miles of traffic to make all these things happen. But it's just so amazing to actually think about what is the actual like logistical operations to make all of those things come together.
With preparations done, the events begin. Whether it's a nice meal, a game night, or a helpful workshop, Imagine Housing creates vibrant communities where everyone can live, learn, work, and play.
I think the other thing that really stands out to me is the wide range of events, from a bingo night to a meal to financial workshops. It's kind of trying to meet all the different needs that every community has and really thinking about, you know, what do my neighbors need? What does this community need specifically? So this is the press release for when we moved to a 32-hour work week, or when we moved to our pilot program. This did not actually happen in June. The pilot program started in June, but it actually been something that I had been thinking about and really started when on my first day here. I think that weekend, right before I started, I was reading a news article about the 32-hour work week, about this pilot program that was happening in the UK, and how most of the companies had found that they didn't lose productivity, that there was better work-life balance, better morale, and it was something that 90% of the companies who were part of this pilot program in the UK were going to maintain and keep. What was fascinating reading through the study was that there wasn't really anyone doing it from the human services perspective. I love this quote here that apparently I said about getting serious and to innovate about retaining people in the human services work. The work that we do is really hard and it can be very challenging some days. So we had to think of ways that we can help our staff recharge. And that this is what the 32-hour work week was. It was about creating that work-life balance for staff to be able to show up authentically and be ready every single day. But we're really excited to kind of see how this plays out over the next 6 months as we continue our pilot program on it. But this was something that I was just deeply passionate about and excited for us to do. It's so much fun to be able to reflect on this last year and to see all that we have done. But I am so excited for next year as we look to add 300 more units into development, which is a 50% growth, which is kind of crazy. But at the same time, we are so ready for this, and we're ready to meet what our community needs. And this is only possible because of you and your support. We are so grateful for that here at Imagine Housing, and I can't wait to share more exciting news with you, and we'll see you soon.